Hello, everyone. Just so you know, first of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it is for you, wherever you are. Welcome to Keep Singing. This is the third week of the month, and thus I have some exercises for you to add to your exercise repertoire in 3 different areas. So make sure you have a pencil and paper and you're writing these things down, keeping track of your exercises. So let me stop sharing for a moment and share with you something. Okay, so just so you know, you're probably going to hear like a herd of elephants outside the door because my girls are doing a Gatorade stand today to try to earn some money for a little camp one of them and her friend wants to run next week for younger kids on our campus. So yeah, just kind of buckle up because it could be a little noisy today. But I love the industry. I love the entrepreneurship that they're showing and I love the fact that they're doing it with their friends. So it's all good with me. So life goes on. Sorry about the noise. Okay, let's get started on our presentation today, and I'll show you guys where we're starting. See, here we go. There's the first one, trying to enter the room. So, as a reminder, remember, you might be asking, as we have discussed in the past, how can I structure my daily practice? Approximately half you can spend warming up your body and your voice and your breath to get everything engaged and relaxed. Part of this is to intentionally relax the various parts of your body that impact singing and the parts that we don't want to impact singing, the extra muscles that can cause your larynx to have to work harder. So we want to loosen everything up and relax and really free everything up. So that's about half of your daily practice. Then a quarter of it would be doing vocal workout work, which would be specific vocal exercises to try to work on specific areas of your voice. Let me just make sure we're recording, that everything is good. Okay, everything looks good. Let me check our audio levels. Just checking. Yep, everything seems good. So hopefully it's all working. So half of a quarter of your workout would be that the kind of thing to build and extend on the skills your voice has. Currently, your skills your voice has, singular voice has. Then a quarter of your time, roughly, I mean, once we add on the cool down, none of these are exactly half, quarter, and quarter, but a 1/4-ish would be songs that you're working on, your set list, your gig list, your repertoire, your concert you have coming up, your show that you're going to be in, those kinds of things. So you want to spend some time working on those after you have warmed up and done some workout time. Now, if you have a big concert, let me just say this, if you have a big concert coming up, you have a big show coming up, you might not have quite as many workout exercises that you do, but you might just use your set list for those things to work on those areas and actually create little exercises that help you conquer the areas in your set list that you're struggling with. So that's just a little note. Okay, back to screen share. All right. And then you need to spend time, 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how long your practice was, cooling down your voice. You want to get all the lactic acid buildup dissipated, the blood buildup dissipated, and just have everything go back to normal and go back to balance. You definitely want to spend a few minutes doing that. Now, we have talked about these things before, so I'm not going to go into the basics of them at this point today. Today, we're going to add on. Now, one other little reminder is that in this system, I have fallen into the habit of calling, to simplify things, to have 5 core exercises in each category, each of these categories. Warming up your body, warming up your voice, and I put breath into both of those, so I don't have a third category. I don't have core 5 for breath, although I could easily construct core 5 for breath. But core 5, you want core 5 in each of these areas, and those are your go-tos. You can rotate through that core 5. You don't have to use the exact same ones all the time, every day, year in, year out. You don't need to. You're going to be adding on so that you can rotate different ones in. Okay, so that'll be up to you. But you can call them what you want. Get core 5. What else? I kind of came up with this when a student said my fab 5. So you can call them my 5, your 5. I don't care, whatever you want to call it, just do it. So you're gonna, but this is an easy way to organize your vocal practice on a daily basis so that it's memorable, and you can do it pretty much wherever you are. You'll become so familiar with your core exercises that you can do them even when you're traveling, when you're at the beach, when you're at the lake, when you're at work, secretly, when you're in the shower. So anytime, you can do them anytime. It just simplifies things and makes it so that you can do it, which is the biggest thing. So some more basics. Here are some reminders / advice. Maintain a list of exercises in each category. I do have some tools for you to do that in the files section, so check those out. Excuse me, and these are your main categories: body warm-ups, including breath; vocal warm-ups, including both pitched and unpitched, and I keep 5 in each of those. And then workout things that specifically address exercises that specifically address particular needs that you have with your voice, struggles or goals that you have, extending your range, that maybe you've been struggling with your pitch, understanding resonance, gaining better control through breath and relaxation and tone. So lots of things that blending your voice, working on your mix, extending your high range, extending your solidifying your low range. There's a working on your staccatos, working on your what I call the butterfly kisses, just the super quick approach to things, working on your onset, working on your offset. I mean, those are things you just, you'll start building a toolkit of exercises for all those things, and you'll rotate through those in your vocal workout. All right, now, some more tips that have to do with these categories. So keep a core 5 in each category or section. Add to those core 5, but always do at least 5 in each category every day. People ask me, what am I supposed to be doing on a daily basis? This is what you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis. If you need to do it in the shower, do it in the shower. If you need to do it while you're gardening, do it while you're gardening. If you need to do it while you're housekeeping, housekeep. If you need to do it while you're on your coffee break at work, preferably without the coffee part, without the caffeine, that's debated, but anyways, I basically avoid caffeine just because of it causes constriction of the blood vessels, but it is debated among scientists and scholars as to whether it does negatively affect the voice. But anecdotally, singers for decades, even though many, many singers drink coffee, Many professional singers will limit their caffeine intake to like 1, maybe 2 cups in the morning, or maybe 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon to kind of get them through. If you need that, you might just need to get hormone help with a hormone consultant, but that's a whole nother story. But yes, okay, so all that to say, let's get back. There's so many rabbit trails, but keep a core 5 in each category and do those 5 in each category each day. All right, let's move on. And then you can mix them up. So you have that core 5 and you can over time substitute a different a different exercise. So those different exercises become your core exercises, and you memorize those new ones, and you can rotate. It keeps things fresh, and but also it's maintainable so that you can remember what it is you're supposed to do, so that you don't have to have a lot of equipment in order to get your daily practice in, right? Always begin in low to middle voice, kind of then working toward low, and working between those 2 parts of your range, and then gradually working into your high range. Okay, and big tip of the day, use a mirror when you practice. Huge, because we often, and let me just show my face so you can see this, we often think that we are opening our mouth, or that we are keeping our jaw still, or that we are keeping our head at a conversational level, any of the above, when we are actually not. So what you want to do is have a mirror, or like in this case, I'm using Zoom to speak with you, and I can see myself if I choose to. Otherwise, I'm looking at the presentation. But right now, I'm looking right at myself. It's a great point of accountability, source of accountability. So if I'm doing an exercise like we're going to do later in today's training, if I'm doing an exercise, I'm supposed to keep my chin still. I can watch myself, keep my finger on my chin, and make sure I'm keeping it still. La, 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 la. So otherwise, I can easily start going like this if I'm not watching. La, 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 and not even realize it. Another thing we can do is not open up our mouth. We are so, many of us are very self-conscious about opening our mouth, dropping our jaw, that we think we are doing it when we are actually not. You might be singing along. I dreamed a dream in time gone by. So compare that to, I dreamed a dream in time gone by. You notice I'm not going like this. I have about 2 fingers, and I have practiced this, and you should practice this. 2 fingers to get the approximate jaw drop that you want, and practice keeping it there. Do it while you're driving your car. At a stop sign. Stop sign, look in the mirror. I'm pretending to look in my rearview mirror. Okay, and you want to practice having it open and feeling it increase in normalcy. All right, let's get back to our presentation. Okay, use a mirror so that you can kind of track what you're doing and make sure okay, so I've had to invoke the backup to the backup. My iMac decided not to work. It decided in the middle of the presentation that it would not work anymore. It just kind of stopped. I mean, it's still running, but not doing anything. So a little frustrating.
I have a backup. So, and in the meantime, too, my daughter decided to nick off part of her finger and it was bleeding all over the place. So, you know what? Life goes on and you roll with it, roll with the punches. So, let's continue. So, here we are, and I am going to finish the presentation, Lord willing, and get it all edited, patched together for you. So basic reminders and advice we went through are keep core 5 in each category and section of your vocal workout. And the key, if you get nothing else from keep singing, if you get nothing else, you need to do these each day, and it needs to be a simple enough system that you will do it each day. So if you will have 5 exercises that are your go-tos, your cores, your fabulous ones, yours, like your favorite pub that you go to. These are the ones and that you can remember. You can rotate other ones in and out of there, but you keep 5 that you're actively doing in each of those categories. That is going to be something sustainable. If you don't use your voice, you will lose your voice over the course of time. So you want to keep a simple, sustainable system to grow your voice and keep your voice, and well, yeah, to get your voice, to keep your voice and grow your voice. So I do implore you, if you don't adopt my system, adopt someone's system and stick with it. So, and then mix them up, rotate others in, begin in your mid to low range, and then work your way up in your range. All right, here we go. So we're going to add 5 more body warm-ups today. So take notes, add to your list. There are tools in the file section to help you keep track of all of your the exercises that you know and help you be able to use them all effectively, to remember what you know. And yeah, just takes a little tiny bit of organization and you'll be pretty set for life, pretty much. So add these to your list of body warm-ups and keep the list where you practice. Make it simple for yourself, all right? So here is one. This is windmills, okay? And I'm going to back up so you can see me. And I'm also going to turn on the light. Turn off the fan. Okay, so hopefully this is a good, you can see me pretty well. Give a little bit more light here. Okay. Okay, so windmills, pretty simple. Okay, simple, but here's what we're doing. Okay, we're keeping our hips facing forward. We're going to twist. You really want your twist to come at the waist. And you're just reaching across with one arm and swooping it over. And it's kind of like you're doing a backstroke, but you're crossing your body instead of going straight back like this. Okay? And you don't even have to go fast. You can go slow. The idea is the stretch and the warming up. So you do this for 30 seconds, a minute or so, until you start to feel some heat, some warmth. You are going to feel warmth in your shoulders and your upper arms before you'll feel it in your core, but I want you to do it until you start to feel warmth in your core. This is feels so good. Okay, I'm going to keep going because otherwise we could be here all day. Okay, so down dog and up dog, right? I'm going to aim this downward. This is another one of those how yoga things are very helpful. Okay, so we're going to do down dog and we're going to go to up dog. Okay? And today I'm going to keep it fair. I'm not going to use my yoga mat. So down dog, don't worry too much about exactly how your down dog looks, but basically you want your butt to be in the air and you want to be an upside down V. Now, the point of this little vocal body warm-up, the doing body warm-ups for the sake of warming up your voice,
is not to do perfect, well, yoga is never about being perfect, ever. But this isn't about yoga stretching necessarily. This is about just doing things that are going to help your body prepare for singing. So I'm going from the downward dog position, but I'm going to tilt forward through plank, and I'm going to squeeze my bum to protect your low back, and I'm going to put my, uncurl my toes, keep my shoulders down from my ears, and I'm going to stretch my chin up. Not too terribly much. Keep those bum cheeks tight, okay? Protect your low back, and just lift your chin. Keep your mouth, I'm gonna keep my mouth closed for just a second. Make sure you breathe. Keep your butt clenched, okay? Feel it in the front of your neck. Okay, then I'm gonna go back through plank, back to downward dog, and just walk back up. Now, you can do that a few times. Once could be good enough, but you could do it a few times, okay? The point is the front of the neck and the stretch, but adding the rest, and yes, you could do it like this, but there's this standing and stretching like that involves different muscles. So when you do it from the up dog position, then you're really isolating a stretch here rather than having to hold the back of your neck and stuff. So there's different muscles involved. Okay, we did other kinds of stretches last time. We're just going to keep moving on. We're adding on mountain pose for posture. All right, I'm going to back up so you can see my whole body. Mountain pose is all about rooting down. Okay, rooting down to rise up, and you're going to have you can either have your feet hips width distance apart, or your toes together and heels ½ inch to 1 inch apart. You want to have your chest up. You want to have your knees not locked. You want to have your chin facing forward, not up, not down. Okay, and you want to have your shoulders kind of down and back, and you can face your palms forward. That's one thing you can do. You can have them facing your side as well. Okay, and we are literally just practicing standing in this very grounded and firm and steady pose. And just in here, and then breathe. And you know what? I'm just going to give you a directive. Do 5 breaths. Not huge, gigantic breaths, just 5 times breathing in and out. As you breathe, I want you to think about your breath being here, not here, okay? You want to keep your legs like active, your arms active, but you don't want anything particularly to be tight. You want things to be active. You want to be squeezing your glutes. You want to be keeping you don't want this to be swaying outward. Let me show you from the side. Okay, so I don't have my belly sticking forward. I have everything is going either up or down, and I'm kind of stretching, doing opposing movement between my head and my feet. Don't let the fact that I'm standing here in one spot fool you as to the activity that's going on here. So this is really working all my core and posture muscles and stretching me in various ways. Again, remember, root down to rise up. That's mountain, rooted down to the ground, and rising up to the sky. Let's move on. Jogging in place. Woo! Okay, I probably don't need to do this for you, but you can, let me show you a couple adaptations. So depending upon your fitness level, so you could do just a normal jog in place, I'll show you from the side. If you're wanting like a fast warm up to get the heart rate going faster, you could do high knees, okay, which I'm terrible at, but I still do from time to time. You want to do a little bit of a lean back, a little bit, not a giant lean back, a little bit to counterbalance and get those knees up, keeping your core engaged the whole time. If you are not active fitness-wise enough to do an aerobic bounce like that, then you can do knee touches, okay? Also very effective. If you are chair bound, sit in your chair. I'll demonstrate. Sit in your chair. If you are able, sit toward the edge of your chair. Okay, sit toward the edge of your chair like I am here. I'm not leaning back. If you can do this. If you are chair bound enough that you are unable to lift yourself away, that's okay. If you have facility with your legs, lift them like this, okay? You're still going to get the benefit of additional aerobic activity, okay? So, but if you have the ability to sit on the edge of the chair, lifting your knees, okay? So that is an alternative to the jogging in place. Do whatever your fitness level tells you you can do. Jogging in place, and then tongue stretches. Okay, this is exciting. Exciting and so attractive. All right, so tongue stretches, we're going to do outward stretches that occur outside your mouth. I'm going to get that tongue out there. Do it. I do recommend doing it in front of the mirror a couple of times until you're really feeling easy with it. I don't highly recommend doing it in front of other people, especially not when you have guests over. So, but here we go. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to the side. I'm going to go up and down. Okay, so it's pretty basic. There's only so far you can go with your tongue, right? So here I'm going to go. Okay, now I'm going to go inside my mouth, and I'm going to go in 5 circles one way, and then 5 circles the other way. And I'm inside my mouth, I'm going to go like this. Okay, let me show you from the side. Okay, this is going to come in handy later today when we do an exercise called Hungi. Okay, so this is the activity that we're doing with our tongue. Rolling it forward, keeping the tip of the tongue behind the bottom teeth. You can also do it inside your mouth. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so let's do 5 add-on vocal warm-ups, okay? Add these to your list of vocal warm-ups and keep the list where you practice, okay? 5 add-on pitchless warm-ups, okay? So the first one is all about just relaxing and letting the sound come out. There is no judgment. You may not judge your voice. You may not say, well, this sounds terrible. You may not say, I don't like the way this sounds. This is to simply let it be, okay? Just let your voice be. So we're going to do ah, I'm very relaxed, and just holding it. And just let it kind of fade away. Now we're going to do it where we kind of move our chin around just a little bit.
You don't want to do it too much. We're not going for like the full head tilt and stuff. Just we want to be sure that we are not interfering with the laryngeal function. And the way we do that is we begin by taking small steps to relax all the muscles around the larynx so it can do its job. So we're going to just move our chin. So you think, move your chin in a figure eight like this. Here we go. Now you can also do gentle head rolls, like moving your chin in a circle like this. And I'm going to pick a different note. I'm going to go the opposite way on a different note. Don't go too high, don't go too low, and don't try to be fancy. Don't think it's going to sound fancy. You're just engaging, relaxing, letting the sound come out, letting your tongue relax, getting your tongue forward, and getting yourself just kind of rolling and feeling free in your movement and in your voice. The next one is a yawn with kind of a direction. We've done the yawn sigh in the past. We're going to focus this time on just yawning and focusing on the openness that you feel, focusing on the release that you feel, I just described before, kind of the lack of control that you feel. But we want to also, this time, tune in to how the diaphragm muscle engages. Okay, I'm going to move back a little bit. You can add sound to it if you'd like. The focus of this one is not for the sound. It's simply to feel the openness of the throat, the back of the mouth, the throat, and then secondarily to feel the engagement of the diaphragm. So you'll feel kind of like just an engagement from your abdominal, your abdomen area, and also the diaphragm area, which is up here. It's not pretty, but it feels good. Okay, so that is simply for the release and the openness and feeling the diaphragm begin to engage. Second will be, the third will be descending gentle lip rolls. And lip rolls are just like your best friend. Seriously, they relax everything. It helps you engage your high part of your range. It's the easiest and most effective way to kind of reintroduce your voice on a daily basis to your upper range, because so much is disengaged and relaxed in your larynx. So, but I want you to remember when you're doing your lip rolls that you are not just, you can start that way if you want, but we want to eventually end up with a buh sound behind it. Buh. So we're going to start with descending lip rolls today. Very gentle. Don't start too high, just start in the middle and work your way down, mid to low range. And you want to think about releasing your neck, releasing your jaw, letting it just happen. As you go on and do more of these, you can go a little bit longer and begin to notice, really notice the diaphragm gently engaging. It's going to be pushing up. You're going to start to feel, it's always pushing up when you're
expelling air, but you'll start to feel it engage. And we're going to eventually increase the range a little bit, moving into our higher portion of our range. Feeling that little tuck of the diaphragm as it's going. Yep. If you have difficulty with your lip roll, that's what I'm doing here. I'm not jamming my fingers in. I'm just assisting. I'm taking the pressure off the lips. Okay, let's move on. Now we're going to do bottom to top lip rolls. And we're going to use our shoulders. We're going to scrunch. Because we're going to start kind of really working our way into the upper range. But remember, this is all just about openness, pitchless warm-ups. You are not supposed to sound pretty. It's not perfect yet. We're always working on perfect. But we're going to do something to kind of counteract any kind of headspace issues you have with going high. We're going to go down to up. We're going to scrunch our shoulders and go. Okay, just going from low to high. Okay, and you can even scrunch and drop and go. Okay, now we're going to do a little dip. Okay, this is again the same kind of idea to counteract the whole idea of being high. We're going to go. And now let me stick to chest to head. And now we're going to go from head to chest, or top, high to low. We're not going up, we're still doing the little dip. And it might take you a while to kind of get into those, but so you might continue doing those. I'm just introducing you to each of these exercises for the sake of you to add them to your repertoire. So we have done our quick kneel, or we are going to do our quick kneel lip rolls. And first starting bottom to top, from chest voice to head voice, and then going top to bottom from head voice to chest voice. So we are using the little knee dips to, I call them quick knees or knee dips, to try to, it relaxes and releases things in our core and in our pelvic floor, and just kind of releases tension that we may be holding. And sometimes we build up tension because we are anticipating going high. So we want to release that tension. We want complete freedom. So this is just a little trick, quite honestly. So we'll go. Notice I went from kind of chest to a low head voice, and then chest into a higher, more middle of my head voice. Doesn't have to be long, it can be. Now we're going to go down. You actually do the bounce at the beginning. But if you do the bounce at the beginning, middle, or end, I'm really not that worried about it. The point is to
kind of distract and trick the mind and to relax everything and to release pressure and tension that's building up in our pelvic floor and in our core. And remember, with our lip trill, we want to maintain the sound of the B behind it. We don't want it to be a thin or super breathy. That's not what we want. We want the clear or okay, so we want to keep a clear sounding B behind the lip trill. Okay, moving on. So last time when we did this, we had pitched warm-ups. I introduced you to 5 pitched warm-ups that you can use. We're going to add on today. Add these lists to your vocal warm-up. Add these to your list of vocal warm-ups, and keep the list where you practice. You're going to hear me say that. Keep the list where you practice. Okay, so we've been doing pitchless warm-up exercises. Now we're going to do pitched. So this is the kind of thing that you can use for ear training, for extending your range, it's kind of built-in ear training anyway, because you are hearing sound and you are matching sound at specific intervals. But you can also use it to mark where you start and where you end on any given day. So like today is Tuesday. So today I might go to my handy dandy, where did you go? My handy dandy online piano. I've showed you this before, but let me show it to you again because it's so cool. Stop sharing, start sharing. Okay, so here is my handy dandy virtual piano. I just love it. You can either use the QWERTY keyboard or you can use the, hello. Okay, so I could if I wanted to go that low. But I think for myself, I'm going to start from about, I was going to say Y, an A below middle C, that's A3. So I'm going to start from about there. So we're going to start, and I'm just going to go up and down our little scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To begin, this is one pattern that you can use. Where did it go? Hold on, I gotta be able to see it. Let me just close this up just a little bit. Okay, so hold on. I gotta get better at. There it is, okay. And then I would just, you don't even have to worry about playing it on the little piano. You can just start with the first note you want to start with. And then move to the next one. Another pattern that you can use is the 1, 3, 5, 8, 5, 3, 1. So if I were to start that, I would start here again. And then I would go to the 7. So I'm sure you're getting the idea. Okay, so those are lip rolls with a clear B behind it, not okay. And you can use either of those patterns. Either one works. Now we've got the ba. We're going to do the same pattern. We'll even start it on the, I'll start on the same note.
You pick the note that works for you. Get out your little keyboard, your virtual piano keyboard. It's onlinepianist.com/virtual-piano, and find a note that feels comfortable to you, that's somewhere in the middle of your range, and go to town. So this is ba, like I call it Bubba because I live in the South, Bubba. And so we want that clear ba sound, and we can use the same pattern. Ba 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 ba, very relaxed. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. That was a little off. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. So you get the idea. Now we're going to use the other pattern. Ba 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 ba. 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 Okay, so you follow the same pattern and do the same thing. Just keep your ba nice and clear. And this is from a place of a very relaxed larynx. We're not suppressing the larynx, but we're keeping it at a conversation level. And the next one, here we go. Hungi. Okay, so I told you earlier that we were going to use the tongue position where your tongue is rolled out of your mouth. Here it is. Now, so you're going to attach, so to speak, you're going to keep the tip of your tongue planted behind your bottom teeth and roll your tongue forward in your mouth. Okay, to start out with your tongue like out, like that. But we're going to kind of roll it back in the mouth a little bit and sing with our nice jaw drop. I'm going to find a pitch. Let me start on X, which is a G. You can see we're using that pattern of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 right here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So on Hungi, we use a very legato, meaning smooth and connected and flowing sound from note to note on a very simple 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 pattern. And I'm going to go to the next note. So now I have to stop. I'm just going to keep it. Here we go. Showing it to you from the sides as well. Okay, so when you get to your primo passaggio, which we talked about last week, which is your kind of the big change or your flip place where you break, on the Hungi, you're going to need to kind of pull back just a little bit to make that passage, to let that passageway happen. Your larynx is physically shifting and your vocal folds are shifting to a different position of oscillating, not just touching When you're at high, in your high range, your vocal folds are touching um, in the, what is the word? Uh, you have muscles, you have, um, oh my word, this is 52 right here. Brain, just not working. Same reason why I can never remember the word obliques. It just goes, doesn't come when I want it to come. It starts with an L, and it'll come at some point. So we are touching at a non-muscular way in our high voice. It's touching like this, and as we come back down and we approach the place where it's going to start, oscillating more like this so that it is hitting the muscular layers as well. Okay. All I can come up with is linguistic, and that's not the right word. Anyways, okay, moving on. I talked about that last week. So, just from week to week, my brain may or may not come up with something. So, with Hangi, when you are coming through that place where you have your primary change, your passageway, your primo passaggio, you are going to want to just kind of ease back. All this is supposed to be light and easy anyway. So this is all warm up. And when but in Hangi particularly, because of the position of your larynx and your mouth, your tongue, everything, you just kind of want to pull back a little bit and let the change happen. Okay, let's continue. Ya, ya, ya. So we're going to stick our tongue out on our lip. Okay, keep our chin still, not stiff, but still. So this is a great one, really useful for warming up the back of the tongue particularly. And you want to focus on even tone and even volume, not letting any note stick out more than any other one. So let me show you this. Here are the patterns, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let me stop sharing and show you this, okay? So let me give myself a pitch here. Okay. And thicken my tongue out. I'm laying it out across my bottom lip. It's not particularly attractive, but it gets a good job done. Yeah, 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 yeah. And you can go slowly at first and then speed it up. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 This is one of those cases in which it's particularly handy to have a mirror. Again, for me, I'm looking at myself in Zoom, but a mirror is perfect. So you want to watch and make sure that your tongue stays forward and the tip stays out, doesn't keep creeping back in your mouth, and also that your chin stays still, although not stiff. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then going up. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 And work your way through your range. All right. Let me go back to sharing my screen to our trusty PowerPoint presentation and the last pitched warm-up we've got today. We've got, very light, free and easy staccato exercise. I call it the butterfly staccato. We're going to do it on and we're going to do it on the easy pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's find ourselves a pitch. Let me go to okay. Next. Where is it now? Uh, 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 uh. Uh, 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 uh. Uh, 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 uh. No, I'm still in my lower part of my range. If I were to do it in the higher part of my range, I would maybe go start here. Feel it here. And again, I just let that one pop out. You don't want that to happen, but you don't want to hang on to anything here. You're not restricting anything here, holding on to stuff here. That was kind of all over the place. Eventually, your diaphragm's going to kind of wake up. Now, if you're doing this after doing your body warm-ups, for me, I've actually been teaching for the last 3 hours since I started this, because if you may or may not know this, because I may or may not have edited this out, but my computer stopped working right after I started recording the training session this morning. Then my daughter cut a finger. Then once all that kind of got sorted out, and I had this backup system in place, then I had to teach all afternoon. So I kind of lost some of that little bit of relaxed warm-up that I had accomplished this morning, and my voice had kind of cooled down. I have been talking this afternoon, but it's not been in a vocal capacity. I've taught guitar and piano and voice. So yes, so you might need, if you're having trouble doing the little butterfly staccatos, then you might want to go back and do some of the diaphragm wake-ups, such as pretending you have a noisemaker, a party noisemaker, that kind of rolls out like this, and do some quick blows. And that will help your diaphragm just kind of get back into the motion. Another thing you can do if you're having issues is to lay down on the ground, get a book, put it on your belly button, wait there and relax there until your diaphragm takes over and the book is going up and down. Okay, this has been quite long today. At least it feels long to me, because it's taken me about 6 hours to record this. All right. So I want to remind you, if any of you guys are going for the June contest invitation, that if you do all your journal entries and you do your weekly check-ins each week, and you do them all the way through the end of this month, anyone who does them all, I will give you a complimentary laser coaching session in July. So that's a $40 value. That's like handing you $40, friend, just for doing what you ought to be doing anyway. That's what I tell my kids. Like, what, you want me to pay you to do your chores that you're supposed to be doing anyway? Of course we do. But we can debate that. No judgment, please. Don't judge me. When you have 3 kids, maybe you have 7 kids, and you might have, anyways. Okay, skipping ahead. So don't forget to do your journal entries this week and complete the weekly check-in questions in the online platform. Hey, thank you so much. You're a blessing to me that you keep showing up, that you are doing your daily exercises, that you are working toward your best voice, and that you want to keep singing. I'm in it with you. I'm here to support you, and I appreciate you. Have a great week working out some of these exercises and adding them into your exercise repertoire. Oh.
Let me say bye with my face. Bye.